1 month adrift in the endless blue of the Pacific Ocean. For most, it's an unthinkable ordeal, a scenario reserved for stories and nightmares. Yet for a select few, this has been a lived reality, a test of endurance, resourcefulness, and the will to survive against unimaginable odds. Recent accounts from survivors in the last few years cast new light on what it truly means to be lost at sea, and the lessons learned speak to the heart of human resilience. Imagine the scene. You set out on what promises to be a routine fishing trip, the horizon wide and inviting, your vessel sturdy beneath your feet. The Pacific, with its vastness and mystery, stretches out in every direction. For one 27-year-old fisherman in May 2025, this was the start of a journey that would transform him. Off the coast of Washington State, his boat was caught in a sudden, violent storm. The wind howled, the sky darkened, and waves battered the hull until it finally succumbed, slipping beneath the surface and leaving him stranded far from land. In those first moments, the shock is overwhelming. With only a life raft and a few supplies, the enormity of the situation begins to settle in. The ocean, so beautiful from shore, now feels boundless and indifferent. There is no land in sight, only the relentless roll of the waves and the endless expanse of sky. Hope and fear battle for dominance in your mind. The first days are critical. Survival mode kicks in. Every decision matters. You count your supplies, a few bottles of water, some emergency rations, a flare gun, maybe a fishing line if you're lucky. The initial adrenaline rush keeps you focused, but hunger and thirst quickly become your constant companions. In the searing daylight, the sun beats down mercilessly, turning the raft into a stifling oven. At night, the temperature plummets, and isolation presses in from all sides. Every splash, every shadow on the horizon raises a flicker of hope. Could it be a passing ship, a sign of rescue? Yet as the hours stretch into days, hope becomes harder to maintain. For the fishermen rescued near Vancouver Island after 13 days, the ordeal was marked by physical and psychological trials. Dehydration set in quickly, bringing on headaches, dizziness, and confusion. Without enough water, the body begins to shut down. The mind follows, playing tricks, conjuring hallucinations, making it hard to separate reality from imagination. Every day, the sun rises and sets, but time loses its meaning. The monotony is broken only by the struggle for survival, collecting rainwater, rationing food, signaling for help. Yet, as harrowing as these 13 days were, others have endured even longer. In December 2023, 2 sailors from Kiribati drifted for 33 days across the vast South Pacific. Their tiny boat, battered by storms and currents, carried them farther and farther from home. At first, they survived on what little supplies they had, but soon they had to rely on their wits and the gifts of the ocean. They fished with makeshift lines, catching whatever they could to stave off starvation. When it rained, they collected precious water in empty bottles, knowing each drop could mean the difference between life and death. The physical toll was immense. Lips cracked and bled from salt and sun, muscles wasted from hunger, skin burnt and blistered by the relentless exposure. But perhaps the greatest challenge was psychological. As the days passed, both men experienced hallucinations, visions of rescue, of family, of food and shelter. The mind, desperate for relief, conjures up comforting images only to crush them with the return of reality. It is in these moments, when hope flickers and fades, that survival depends not just on physical strength, but on mental resilience. What keeps a person going, adrift for weeks in the world's largest ocean? The answer lies in a blend of determination, adaptability, and the human instinct to survive. The stories from recent years offer powerful insights into the strategies and mindset that can make the difference. Preparation, even in unexpected situations, is crucial. Many survivors emphasize the importance of basic safety measures, life jackets, emergency beacons, and knowing how to signal for help. Yet, as these accounts reveal, even the best preparations can fall short when disaster strikes. Nature is unpredictable, and the ocean is an untamable force. The real key is resourcefulness, making the most of what you have, improvising solutions, and never giving up, no matter how desperate the circumstances. In the raft, every task becomes a ritual. Checking for passing ships or planes is a daily routine, no matter how slim the chances. Gathering water by catching rain or collecting condensation becomes a matter of survival. Each meal, no matter how meager, is savored and stretched as far as possible. Keeping the mind occupied is just as important. Survivors recount repeating routines, telling themselves stories, or focusing on memories of loved ones to stave off despair. The ocean, for all its dangers, also offers unexpected moments of grace. Dolphins might swim alongside the raft, their presence a brief comfort. The night sky, unpolluted by city lights, reveals a tapestry of stars, a reminder of the world beyond the waves. In rare moments, these small wonders help keep hope alive. Rescue, when it finally comes, is often sudden and surreal. For the fishermen near Vancouver Island, the arrival of a Canadian ship brought overwhelming relief, followed by a flood of emotions: gratitude, disbelief, and a profound reevaluation of life's priorities. For the sailors from Kiribati, rescue was both a physical and spiritual salvation, a second chance at life after weeks on the edge. The aftermath of survival is complex. Physical recovery is only the beginning. Many survivors speak of lasting psychological impacts, nightmares, anxiety, and a new appreciation for the fragility of life. The experience prompts deep reflection: what matters most, who we love, and how we choose to spend our time. The ordeal strips away the trivial, leaving only what is essential. These recent accounts highlight the unpredictable nature of the Pacific, its storms, its currents, and its vast, unforgiving beauty. They also underscore the importance of preparation for anyone venturing onto the ocean. Life jackets, signaling devices, and emergency supplies are not just precautions, but lifelines. Yet, as these survivors remind us, no preparation is complete without the will to endure, the ability to adapt, and the hope that rescue is always possible. The ocean, after all, is both a giver and a taker of life. It demands respect, but it also reveals the depths of human courage. To survive a month adrift is to be transformed by hardship, by isolation, and by the hard-won knowledge that we are stronger, more resourceful, and more resilient than we ever imagined. For the families waiting on shore, the ordeal is its own kind of torment. Days stretch into weeks with no word, each sunrise bringing both hope and dread. When rescue finally comes, it is a moment of reunion that few words can capture, a testament to the bonds that sustain us, even across oceans. These stories from recent years are not just tales of survival, but reminders of what it means to live, to face the unknown, to endure the unendurable, and to emerge changed but unbroken. They remind us that the human spirit, when tested by the elements, can rise to meet even the greatest challenges. As we reflect on these extraordinary accounts, we can't help but wonder, what would we do faced with the same ordeal? Would we have the strength to carry on, the ingenuity to survive, the will to hope against hope? The answer, perhaps, lies not just with those who have lived these stories, but within each of us, waiting to be discovered when we need it most. The lessons are clear. Respect the ocean, prepare for the unexpected, and never underestimate the power of hope. In the end, survival is about more than enduring hardship. It is about finding meaning in the struggle and emerging with a renewed sense of what truly matters. The Pacific remains as vast and mysterious as ever. Its challenges as daunting as they are unpredictable. But as these recent survivors have shown, even in its most unforgiving moments, the ocean can reveal the best of what it means to be human. 1 month lost in the Pacific, a journey through fear, endurance, and hope. For those who have lived it, the experience is unforgettable. For the rest of us, it is a powerful reminder to prepare, to persevere, and above all, to cherish every day. As the world continues to hear stories of survival against all odds, we are reminded that the line between life and death can be both fragile and profound. Each account is a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit, even in the face of nature's greatest challenges. In the end, perhaps that is the greatest lesson of all. That hope, even when adrift and alone, is never truly lost.